Live a life that is worthy of emulation. Live a life that can attract somebody. Do you desire to be fruitful? The qualification for fruitfulness is that you must abide in him. Settle. When men shall say there is a casting down, you will announce that there is a lifting up. Help me touch your neighbor one more time. Say, who laid the foundation? The foundation upon which your family is riding today, who laid it? And you know one funny thing, I told us that foundations are not in view. Foundations, after laying them, they are hidden. What most people hear about their foundations are what? Stories. Are what? They are stories. So who laid the foundation of your family? Who laid the foundation of your business? Who laid the foundation of your career? Who laid the foundation of who you are today? That name you bear. Who laid the foundation? How come that name? Who laid the foundation upon which you ride? Who laid the foundation upon the community name you answer? Who laid the foundation of that your village name? Who laid the foundation of that your compound that you are so proud of? Who laid the foundation of your community that you are so proud of? That foundation determines your height. That foundation determines direction. That foundation determines what happened to many people until you come to Christ and you're able to correct it and then join the foundation that is laid upon Christ Jesus. Little wonder the Bible said, no other foundation shall any man lay, because God is aware that if any man lay foundation, you may not know what that man will put in the foundation. So God declared in his word, no other foundation shall any man lay except the foundation that is laid upon Christ Jesus. So he's aware of the root and the origin of the foundation that was laid upon Christ. Therefore he declared that as long as the church exists, we will not look for another foundation, that the church of Jesus is laid upon the foundation of our Lord Jesus, and no other foundation shall any man lay, because anybody who lay a new foundation may destroy the foundation. So God said no other foundation, because God is aware that foundation matters a lot. It is foundation that determines the height of a thing. It was after laying the foundation that Jesus made bold to say that this church, the gates of hell cannot prevail against it. Why? Prevailing the gates of hell, prevailing against an individual, prevailing against a family, prevailing against a person is determined by what? By what? Come on, somebody talk to me. By what? By foundation. It is foundation that will determine whether an individual will rise or fall. It is foundation that determines whether the devil will prevail over an individual or not. Ladies and gentlemen, the foundation of 4-story building is not the same thing with the foundation of a story building. But all of them are high-rise building. If you ask this man, he will tell you, I built an upstairs. If you ask the other man, he will tell you, the boat rulelu. It might be the same size on ground. The 1-story building may even be larger. Come on. May even be larger. But the depth of 4-story building and the depth of a story building can never be the same. Is it true? Why? Because the deeper the foundation, the more load it can carry. But the lower the foundation, the lower the load you can give on it. Come on. Is it true? Because if you give a foundation a bigger load than its fortification, that house will do what? Touch your neighbor again. Say, who laid the foundation of your life? Some of you looking at me here now. I owe no apology to you nor who laid the foundation. The reason for the struggle is because of foundation. And I want to show you something from the Bible. Then you know how foundation can destroy a nation, destroy a family. Read for me, a good reader. Quickly turn to Genesis chapter 19. Genesis chapter 19. When we start considering, we shall start looking at it from maybe verse 34. Or if you can quickly do, we start looking at it from verse 33. But now give me your attention, everyone. Foundation, number one, I said, for the benefit of those of you who were not here on Thursday. Foundation determines the height of a man. Foundation determines the direction of a man. Ladies and gentlemen, there are families, because of foundation, people die untimely. Is it true? People die before their time. Struggles does not end it. I do not believe does not end it. If it's in their foundation, you will discover that that family always bury their own young. Does it happen? There are families, because of foundation, people hardly get married. Come on, true or false? People hardly get married because of foundation. No matter how pretty you are, if you like appear like angel, if you like let your nose touch the heaven, if you like let your mouth bend, anywhere, anyhow, if you like paint yourself black, blue, green, red, no matter how you paint yourself, if the foundation is destroyed in the area of marriage, no way. Is it true? If you like, anything you like, do. If the foundation say no marriage, ladies and gentlemen, catwalk does not solve it. But yet no way. Are you listening to me? Now, if you make it there, I got catwalk, but yet no way. It is not your fault. It is called what? Foundation. When foundation is fighting a man, ladies and gentlemen, also get is here from 6 a.m. in the morning to 6 a.m. the next morning. Wambo will you see Kuonala? What customer is your Kunile no wa? What your Quasili no wa? Iga Bambuelo wala. That was what the Igbos was looking for a way to describe. And who get to have said describe ya has your memory mache kwegonyo tatanaya. Foundation. When foundation is holding a man, it is worse than prison. What is this? Help me tell your neighbor, foundation. When foundation is holding a person close to the time of laughter, does it happen? Get in a course here. Come on, somebody talk to me now. Foundation. Help me ask your neighbor, say, please tell me the truth. Who laid your foundation? One more, I say, and I go into the word. Here this, when foundation is holding a person, many things happen. Do you know that there are families where the women can't stay in marriage? They must have divorce. They cannot stay in marriage. They must have what? They must have divorce. But it was a foundational matter. On Thursday, I told you people that you cannot help yourself in foundational matter. Another person will help you, because foundational matter has to do with you. Foundation. When foundation is fighting a man, your strength can help you. And foundational matters, you must correct them. If you don't correct them, they follow you. You don't dodge them, because you cannot dodge your foundation. That is why I pity those who talk rubbish. I pity those who in the name of preaching deceive many. I pity those who cannot stand to tell you the truth because of what I call sentiments. Because they want you to believe on things that does not hold waters. But foundation. Many are where they are today because of what? Foundation. Come on, somebody talk to me. Because of what? Foundation. Because of foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend, what is stopping you, what is fighting against you, is not because you don't know what to do. It is what? Foundation. There's nothing extra anybody is doing anywhere. Help me touch somebody. Say, foundation does not respect title. If foundation can catch these people at this level, what about people who are not at that level? Tell yourself, Kingsley Innocent, today your foundation must be amended. I don't like your response to it. I don't like the way you're responding to it. It's like you are not taking this matter serious. I will read the Bible now, pray for a few persons and share grace. You will call me one day for this foundation. You don't lose opportunities. You will call me for this foundation. If you know what God is about to do for you today, you will take it very serious. Things like this do not come all the time. Things like this do not happen all the time. Foundational matters are major issues in the life of a person. Now, Genesis chapter 19. Listen very carefully. Give me from verse 34.
Genesis chapter 19 and from verse 34. And it came to pass on the morrow.
And it came to pass on the morrow.
That the firstborn said unto the younger.
The firstborn said unto the younger.
Behold.
Behold.
I lay yesternight.
I lay yesternight.
With my father.
With my father.
Let us make him drink wine this night also.
Let us make him drink wine this night also.
And go thou in.
And we shall go in.
And lie with him.
And lie with him.
That we may preserve seed of our father.
That we may be pregnant. That our father may impregnate us. Yes, sir.
And they made their father drink wine that night also.
And they made their father drink wine that night also.
The younger arose.
The younger arose.
And lay with him.
And lay with the father.
And he perceived not.
And the father didn't know because he was drunk.
When she lay down.
When she lay down.
Nor when she arose.
Or when she arose.
Those were both the daughters of Lot.
Those were both daughters of Lot.
With child by their father.
With child by their father.
And the firstborn bare a son.
And the firstborn bare a son.
And called his name Moab.
And called his name Moab.
The same is the father of the Moabites.
The same is the father of the Moabites.
Unto this day.
Unto this day, up until today, the nation of Moab, that is how their foundation was laid.
Verse 38 and the last.
Yes, sir.
And the younger, she also bare a son.
And she also bare a son.
And called his name Ben-Ami.
And called his name Ben-Ami.
The same is the father of the children of Ammon.
The same is the father of the children of Ammon.
Unto this day.
Unto this day. That is how the foundation of the nation of Ammon was laid. Ladies and gentlemen, I have seen two nations in this book of Genesis chapter 19. The nation of Ammon and the nation of Moab. People of God, this nation began to grow and multiply. This nation began to grow and multiply. It got to a time nobody could tell them their history. Why? Their history was not to public knowledge. They know they are human beings in the world, but they didn't know where they come from. As I began to read my Bible told me that the people of Moab and the people of Ashkelon are the enemies of God. Ladies and gentlemen, the people of Moab didn't commit anything. Didn't know when the children of Lot made their father drunk and slept with him. They didn't know. It was not their fault. Originally, the blood that is running in them, it's the same blood that is running in Abraham and the family of Abraham, because Lot was Abraham's nephew. Are you aware? But hear the story now. Lot did not have a son, but he had daughters. Something happened. The daughters on their own prepared it, planned to lay this foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, it is bad enough for them to have gone out to another man outside. True of us? Come on, talk to me. True of us? Than to their own father. And they became an enemy of God. I will show you a little of the nation of Moab. The nation of Moab, each time they go into battle, their defeats will be heavy. They will slaughter them like chicken. There is somebody here listening to the sound of my voice. I don't know from where you hear me, but battle of life has been difficult for you. Each time you enter into business battle, they will so defeat you. When you enter into confrontation, they will so defeat you. When you fight for your well-being, they will so defeat you. Anytime you begin to suffer defeat upon defeat, check your foundation. The nation of Moab didn't know. Shall I remind you that in the whole nation of Moab, only one person has her name written in history as that made contribution to the birth of Jesus. And the person who did it had to first of all visit the foundation, destroy the foundation, unite herself with a new foundation before she was able to do that. And her name is Ruth. Ruth is the only person from the nation of Moab that did that. And how did she do it? She did that with Naomi. She denied her foundation. And how did she do that? We use it to sing. We use it for song every day. But that was a clear indication of somebody exiting from what? foundation. She said to Naomi, your God shall be my God. Your people shall be my people. That is, from today, I cease to be a Moabite. I am no more from the nation of Moab. Your people shall be my people. Where you go, I will go. Where you die, where you die, I will die. From today, my former foundation has been destroyed. I will tell you one of the things that happens when foundation is faulty. You can only glory in another. Do you know it was Ruth that Boaz impregnated? It was Ruth that carried the pregnancy for 9 months. But the day Ruth delivered the baby, in the book of Ruth, do you know the announcement that was made? That Naomi have had a son. Is it true? That is what we saw in the Bible. Not that Ruth have had a son, but that Naomi have had a son. Listen, when foundation is faulty, other people will take your glory. When foundation is faulty, you will labor and others will eat the fruit thereof. It was the name of Naomi that was reigning, but the woman who bare the son was Ruth. Her name was not mentioned, even though she has denied her root, but she only connected herself to Naomi. Her story ended in Naomi. She had no story of her own. When foundation is faulty, a man, a woman does not have a personal say. When foundation is faulty, people only pick on you. When foundation is faulty, you will labor, somebody else will eat it for you. You will walk, another person will take praise for you. You will suffer, another man will receive celebration for your suffering. Because of faulty foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a question for you. The people of Moab, were they responsible for their foundation? The innocent nation of Moab, were they responsible for their suffering? In history, only once did Moab win battle, but never concluded that battle as winners. Before they could win the battle, they won it by sacrifice. And who was sacrificed? They sacrificed their future. They sacrificed their future. That is to say, by right, they were not meant to win. They went into battle with the children of Israel. The Bible said the nation of Moab were being slaughtered so much. The king of Moab looked and saw the way they were slaughtering them. The Bible said that the slaughter, it was so much. The king of Moab looked at it and said, no, if this thing continues this way, the whole nation of Moab will die today. He took his heir apparent, his first son, the next king, which is the future of Moab. He took him to the altar and slaughtered him and offered him as a sacrifice. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. What does it indicate? When foundation is faulty, people suffer too much to get little. Are you here today and you don't have anything except you suffer and things that others will get easily? Before you get it, you will sweat, you will beg, you will trek. Before it will enter your hand, the suffer you have suffered is 10 times what is coming. Are there people like that here? That is an indication that foundation is faulty. There is something wrong with the foundation. Who laid this foundation? Ladies and gentlemen, there are foundations laid upon very thick blood. There are families whose foundations are laid upon thick blood. If you were responding the way I wanted, that's where I wanted to shift this service to today. But I will soon be rounding off because I can see it doesn't make so much meaning to you. Now, when foundation have issues, things happen upon men, things happen to women that are not ordinary. Some of our foundations, our grandfathers in their quests, our great-grandfathers in their quests to build up powers, killed innocent souls and laid the foundation of the family upon those innocent souls. Some of our fathers killed twin children in their bid to keep to the norms and the traditions of the land. Some of our fathers killed men and women. Some of them at their deaths we are buried with human beings who are living beings, and they buried them alive. Those people at the point of their death, there were some things they said before they were buried in that compound. And for some of us, anytime you are about progressing, as you step into your father's house and come out, everything will scatter. And you ask yourself, what is happening to me? You gather some little money in the town, you want to build a house. Immediately you enter your father's compound to build a house. As you step out of that compound, every business connection you have will scatter. Everything you kept in the bank will scatter. Your wage will scatter. Your business will scatter. And you begin to trace, who did this to me? What is happening to me? How is these things happening to me? My brother, it is foundation. Anytime you step on it, the foundation begins to react. Foundation. When the foundation is faulty, that is when there will be pigs in your home. But when you carry your wife and children and you get home and come back, sickness from left to right and center. Before you know it, everything you save will finish. To some of us, faulty foundation has made it. Anytime you remember to go home and do anything, anytime you remember your village and you remember you need to send something to your village, anytime your mother who is in the village or your father who is in the village demand for money and you send them money, that your hand will scatter. Some of us have said, why is it anytime I send my mother money I must have problem? It may not be your mother's problem, it may be a foundational matter. Foundation. When foundation is faulty, many things happen. People come to ask for your hand in marriage in the town. Somebody will see you in the town, love you. You will agree for marriage. The day that person will visit your village to go and take a list or to go and tell them I want to marry, that is the last day you will see the person. Somebody shout foundation. For some of you, they will not even get there at all. Anytime you agree for marriage with a man, immediately it comes to the point of getting to your village. That may be the last time you will hear from him. Why he's disappointing you, he doesn't know. But disappointment will come from nowhere. That marriage will scatter. Everything will scatter. What is happening to me? Somebody shout foundation. These things I'm saying, do they happen? Is it true? Ladies and gentlemen, why? There are some families that have very faulty foundations as a result of the way they laid the foundation ab initio. Everything that must happen in your life must happen late. If you must build a house, you will build it very late. Everything that comes to your family must be slow. You started a building in 1991. This is 2016. You have not finished. There are families with faulty foundation that nothing that family starts they ever finish. If we enter your compound, we will see many uncompleted buildings. We will see many things hanging. We will see things that are not concluded. Somebody shout foundation. My daughter, come. It is foundation that is worrying you. Did you hear what I said? It is what? Foundation. If I were you, I will not be smiling. No. This is a serious matter. And let me be very sincere with you. I will take this matter serious with those who are serious. When I talk of foundational matters, I know where I'm digging. It is not a matter that people laugh over. This is a matter that has kept even your seniors unmarried. The same matter is keeping you unmarried. So if I were you in a meeting like this and I'm opportune to have the privilege to talk to a higher grace, I will place all my faith to grabbing it. Somebody told you he was coming to marry you.
Yes,
Where
sir.
is he?
I couldn't see him again.
You couldn't see him again.
Yes.
You don't know his foundation. Your sisters that are sitting in the house are married, you don't know his foundation. Where is your mother right now?
She's in the house or here.
Your mother is in the house. Is there any of your blood sister that is here?
Yes, brother.
Go and call.
Bible believing mission incorporated, the dwelling place of the God of talking and truth.
Come, are you the same mother with her? Do you agree with what I said?
Yes, sir.
Are you people from Isi Alamba, no?
Yes, sir.
Are you aware that foundation is troubling your family?
Yes, sir.
Eh?
Yes, sir.
I like to see your mother. If I can't see her today, bring her on Thursday before she returns back to the village. Your mother is supposed to be here today
Yes, sir.
because she gained healing from this church on Sunday.
Yes, sir.
They carried your mother to this place,
Yes, sir.
but after Sunday service, she walked home herself.
Yes, sir.
She's supposed to be here today. Why will she be here? What is happening to you people is from Isi Alambano. If it be possible, go home and bring her now. Is it possible?
No, they don't know she. Because we are living at.
You're living
She's in Aba. We are at Elders Lane, First Road.
First Road.
Yes, sir.
You don't know if she will agree to come.
She will agree, sir.
It is foundation that makes a man gather without keeping. It is foundation that will make you struggle. You will gather and gather. Strange breeze will come from nowhere and blow on what you have gathered. Everything will scatter and they will vanish. You will look like somebody they have played 419. Nobody played you 419. Foundation is fighting you. It is foundation. It is foundation that will make it. Somebody will love you, like you. The same person will be helping others but cannot help you. Help me say foundation. You are so close. That person doesn't hate you. Most times it's deeper than you know. How deep? There are people who are blessed who cannot stay without you. Anywhere they are, they want you to be around them. They like discussing with you. They want to call you on the phone all the time. They like to appreciate you, but they don't give you nothing. They will give it to others. They will help others, but they want you to come around. They want to be your friend. They want you to be their companion. You are their best brother. You are their best sister. You are in the best of their books. But you will introduce somebody to him. You will introduce somebody to her. They will give that person but they cannot give to you. Somebody tell me foundation. Foundation makes children to remember their father when money finish in their hands. Make children to remember their mother when money finish in their hand. Immediately that money enter, they will forget you. You have problem, you're crying. Your children are wasting money, they can't give it to you. It's a foundational matter. They don't hate you. It is foundation that will make you have a problem anytime you are about to have help from somewhere. In the time of suffering, there will be peace. Immediately something is about to enter, trouble will crop up from nowhere, scatter the whole system. You and those people will become enemies. Then you will walk out of that place empty-handed, and you go and start afresh. Somebody shout foundation. Is this a matter to joke with? Come on, talk to me. Is this a matter to joke with? Foundation. It is foundation that makes a man see a promised land but not enter. It is foundation that makes a man see glory land but you can't enter. You can see good things in front of you. You have laughed, smiled, only for you to open your eyes and you can't see them. It is foundation that make them take away good things from your hand in the dream. Anytime you sleep and you see yourself in the dream, you pluck fruits, somebody will collect it from your hand. You gather things in the bag, somebody will come and collect the bag. You are on the journey and you miss your road. You are dreaming, but you're going somewhere and you miss your road. It is indicating to you that there is what? Foundational problem. How many of us here have such problems? And you are reacting like this. You know there's a foundational problem and you're behaving like this. Do you know that it is foundational problem that make people hate you for doing nothing? They just hate you. You didn't commit any offense, but they just hate you. Somebody say foundation. When foundation is after a man, no matter how you try to climb, it is foundation that will make others cross road. When you want to cross, the road will block. Foundation. When it comes to your turn, everything will change. And you're asking yourself, what did I do? How many of you know that foundation can make a kind man become wicked to somebody? A man everybody confirmed to be very kind. When it comes to you, he becomes a wicked man. It is not the man, it is foundation. Help me say foundation. I can't hear you. Say foundation. How many of us are ready to break this foundation today and correct it? When foundation is worrying a man, you don't know where your problem is coming from. Another bad news. When you rely upon a faulty foundation for help, it destroys a man. A man called Abimelech, who is an Israelite, when he heard and saw that there was hunger in Bethlehem, he carried his two prominent sons and his wife Naomi, and they headed for the nation of Moab. They said, we hear there is food in Moab. Let's go to Moab and settle there. Let's go to Moab and begin to live and stay in Moab. Because there was hunger in Bethlehem. He took his two sons and went to the nation of Moab. That is a cursed nation. in the nation of Moab, Abimelech died. When he died, the wife Naomi said, I have my 2 sons. Let me take succor in my 2 sons. People of God, the first one died. When they got to Moab, the first mistake their father made was to marry them wives from the nation of Moab. And listen to me, anytime you enter into covenant with a faulty foundation, you have asked God to kill you. Can I prove it to you? If God had allowed Ruth to have a child at that time with any of the sons of Abimelech in the nation of Moab, at that time Ruth was there as a Moabite. Any child they have, another generation of God's enemy was coming. And God does not allow his enemies to spread. That is why there is no enemy of God that grows large. That is why the Bible said that don't you be intimidated by the riches of the Gentiles, because after they gather their riches, it shall be ours. There is no enemy of God that is permitted to grow large. The Bible said they are like flowers. You will see them in the morning, but you will not see them in the evening. Every enemy of God does not last for so long. They do not have generations that last. Even the nation of Moab till today is a very small nation. Every enemy of God doesn't grow large. It is the children of God that grows large. That's why the Bible said, as they pressed the children of Israel, as they oppressed them, they began to grow. The more you try to press them down, the more they are growing. That promise is only made for the children of God. Anytime you have a covenant with a faulty foundation, you have signed your death warrant. Some of you closed down your business and you are blaming God the day you decided to link that business to a faulty foundation. When Abimelech made up his mind to marry the two sons, wives from the nation of Moab, in the land of Moab, when God is always a jealous God, because God is always interested in the next generation. That is why before Abraham died, he made his servant swear to him that he's going to go get a son. Go back, go to Israel. Every believer that want to marry, look for a believer. Don't marry a woman because she has thin legs. Don't marry a woman because her lip is red. Don't marry a woman because she is trekking like a gutter. Don't marry a woman because her head is bigger than your own. Marry a woman for foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, everything will fade away, but foundation carries the building. Don't marry a woman because of her beauty. Don't marry a woman because of the way she talk. Don't marry a woman because of her money. Don't marry a woman because of the way she look. Marry a woman that you know her foundation. Foundation. Don't marry a man the same way. Don't marry a man because he's flashy. Don't marry a man because he can lie. Don't marry a man because he said he has money. Ladies and gentlemen, money has an expiring date. Everything in life will expire, but foundation does not expire. When Abimelech gave the two sons wives from the nation of Moab, that was when he killed them. How did he kill them? Ladies and gentlemen, when Ruth denied the nation of Moab and entered into Israel and began living in Bethlehem, we discovered that Ruth was not a barren woman. Her womb was open, but she did not conceive in Moab. Why? God has a way of shutting the womb and killing the man. So, when Abimelech died, the first thing God did was to kill Abimelech. He died. His first son died without having a child. Second one died without having a child. The family was finished. And Naomi, if she had stayed more, she would have also died. And we wouldn't hear of them. Naomi stood up. When, number one, remember that a faulty foundation makes a good person look ugly. Faulty foundation dries a man. Faulty foundation dries pockets. Faulty foundation dries health. Naomi, when she returned back, said, don't call me Naomi again. She said, call me Mara. Because right now, beauty has gone out of me. Pleasantness has gone out of me. I am no more who I used to be when I left Bethlehem. Now, in the land of Moab, Naomi buried her husband, buried her first son, buried her second son, and she became the only one that was alive. And Naomi, maybe God helped her to come to the understanding. She said, I will return back to Bethlehem. If I stay here, I will also die. She called her two daughter-in-laws and said, excuse me, daughter-in-laws, the journey have come to an end. My connection with you have ended. When Naomi said that, that was when she removed herself from the death list. She said, my business with you is over. Go back to your people. Was that her words? Go back to your people. From that time, she made it clear to them that they are not her people. She said, go back to your people. That is why there is a house help that will enter your house. Everything will scatter. Foundation. There is a friend you will get today. From the day that friend visits your house, things that does not happen before will start happening. Everything will scatter. There are people you will be united today. Your life will scatter. And you're asking yourself, what happened to me? Faulty foundation. Naomi said to them, go back to your people. I'm returning back to my people. They said, no, let's go with you. She said, don't go with me. How can you go with me? I am an old woman. I don't have another son. My sons are finished in this land. My husband died in this land. If you follow me now, I cannot have other children. Even if I have other children, will you wait for them to grow to come and marry you? It doesn't make sense. Please go to your people. Go back home. Go and start your life. My brother, you have finished me. Go. Leave me alone and let me live my life. Ladies and gentlemen, to deal with foundation, there are people that must live your life. There are friends that must let you go. You have scattered the course of my life. I came into this land of Moab as a pretty, shammy looking Naomi. But I'm living here as Mara. This nation has no good foundation. Let me return back to the foundation that is worthwhile. The other one looked at the matter, turned, and went home. And that was the last time we heard of her. But the other one stood up and said, it's true, I come from here. But please, persuade me not to leave you. I know you are an old woman. I'm not following you out of pity. I'm following you because I desire to be part of your root. Persuade me not to leave you. I know you have a God. She started by saying, your God shall be my God. That means all this while, she must have Naomi say again and again, we are dying here, but we have a God. She said, your God shall be my God. Your people shall be my people. But ladies and gentlemen, here at this point that I'm making now, when Abimelech took his 2 sons and wife to Moab, gave them wives in Moab, that was when he signed that they will die untimely. Some of you are looking at me here today. What is affecting you is your agreement with a faulty foundation. Some of you entered into it unknowingly. Some of you went into it without knowing it. Faulty foundation. Faulty foundation destroy nations. Faulty foundation destroy people. One faulty foundation can ruin a whole family. Do you agree with me? I saw in my Bible where 7 sons born of one mother. The first one went to marry and married a woman with a faulty foundation. Came in, died. Second one married, died. And all of them began to die. Is it true? Help me touch your neighbor. Say, who laid your foundation? Can we do some things now? How many of you now feel like, look, my foundation needs a touch? Are you sure? Bring down your hand. Now listen to me. Do you know 40 foundation makes a man that should go 100 miles stop at 20 miles? But originally you are meant to go 100 miles. But it can make you stop at 20 miles. There are too many people looking at me now who are not supposed to be living in the compound where they are living now. But 40 foundation have reduced you to stay in there. There are landlords here looking at me who are tenants today because of 40 foundation. Somebody shall help me, oh God. I can't hear you shouting. Say, help me, oh God. What is it called? 40 foundation. Foundation. Listen to me. Take 5 minutes. Take 1 minute. Take 2 minutes. Examine your life. Examine the way your life is going. Are you not sure this was how the life of your father went? This was how the life of your mother went. Examine it. Just think about it. Think about it. Everything that must happen in your family must happen late. Every good thing that must come late. And not just that it will come late, it will come after you have cried and cried and cried. Look into your life properly. Look into your life. Look into your life properly. If you go home now and you're able to find your father's or your mother's pictures and you look at them, you will discover that in the time when your father was your age, the only thing he was doing was acting to cover up what he was suffering. But if you're pursuing to discuss with him, he will tell you stories. Or you look at your own life today. Are you not sure you are also acting and covering up? Omeko Zodi. Am I talking to somebody? It is called foundation. It is called what? I want to visit foundations so that we can start correcting them. So that we can start correcting them. Are you ready to correct your own foundation? Talk to me now. Are you ready to correct your own foundation? First prayer I want to pray for those of you who ignorantly entered into knowingly or unknowingly agreements with anybody that has faulty foundation, by way of marriage, by way of friendship, by way of any kind of relationship, and as a result You signed the death warrant to your progress. Now, ladies and gentlemen, do you know there are people who God have condemned for favor? You know what I mean? I'll tell you what I mean. There are people God himself have decided to suffer and kill. I preached a message I called "Don't Save What God Want to Kill." There are people God want to kill. God have decided to kill them. So if you desire to save them, you are standing on the way of God. He will kill you with them. God told Moses, "Moses, I have made up my mind in my capacity as Jehovah to kill the whole of the children of Israel who murmured against me in their journey to the promised land. I have made up my mind. In my capacity as Jehovah, I want to kill all of them." Moses said to God, "God, no, you will not kill them. If you kill them, they will say you do not have the power to save them. Don't kill them. Leave them alive and let them enter the promised land." The Bible said that God repented, and God said to Moses, "Okay, I have repented. I changed my mind. I will not do it again." Ladies and gentlemen, God said, "I want to kill them. I do not want them to enter the promised land." Moses said, "No, instead of you to kill them, remove my name from the book of life." Ladies and gentlemen, God said to Moses, "Okay, I repent. I won't kill them again. Oh yeah, continue your journey." They continued their journey, and God began to kill them one after the other. Without the knowledge of Moses, God killed every one of them. When God finished them, God removed the name of Moses from entering the promised land. Moses saw the promised land and begged Jehovah, "Let me enter the land flowing with milk and honey." God said, "I am God." Once has he spoken, twice have I heard him, that all power they belong unto him. No matter how you claim to be righteous, don't you ever stand on the way of God. God said to Moses, "Your journey will finish at Mount Sinai." And Moses climbed the mountain and said, "Oh God, permit me to enter the promised land." God said, "You will not enter. You demanded that I remove your name. You will not enter." Child of God, I'm talking about foundation. When foundation is dealing with a man, when foundation is dealing with a man, when foundation is dealing with a woman, when foundation is dealing with a family, I told you something. I cited some very great examples. The issue of foundation is not an issue any man or woman should joke with. The issue of foundation is a serious matter. When foundation holds a person, no matter how you try, you can't handle your foundation yourself. It is not possible. You need another who is not involved to help you handle it. Say foundation. Can we start praying now? Any man, any woman that you covenanted with, spiritually, physically, knowingly, unknowingly, anything you joined yourself to, today you will lift your voice so high, you will cry like you've never cried before. Ask the Lord, "Father, help me break this foundation." Woman, where is your husband? Is there any male from your husband's family that you can bring here quickly? Let's deal with their foundation. Raise me your right hand up. Say, "Father, any man, any woman that I entered into covenant with, knowingly or unknowingly, And as a result, today, my foundation is shaking. Father, I don't know how you will do it. Separate me from that man. Separate me from that woman. Or your prayer. If I were you, if I were you, I will pray. Father, correct me this faulty foundation. In Jesus' matchless name we pray.
Bible believing mission incorporated, the dwelling place of the God of talking and truth.
When you have a faulty foundation, you will write exam. When the person marking your script gets to where you are, he or she will lose patience. Do you know that many of you fail in school because the person marking it didn't take time to read what you have written? Come, true or false? Just look at it, and all at a sudden, one kind of horridness will come on the inside of her. You hear wow, wow. True or false? You are carrying over the course. Ogui hidere. When we do time, igi hidere. 40 foundation. But do you know that a good foundation can make the person marking your script? Just look at your script. I say, this girl, her name is Chinyere. Chai, good name. Oh, okay. She's supposed to put words here. Why did she put is? She will change it and write words. When you get your script, you will see many, many corrections. Is it true? The person who is marking your script will now be the one to be correcting you, writing the right things for you. You will see the person circle something and write the correct one and give you mark. Why? Foundation. When foundation is in order, favor will just be flowing from everywhere. Come, true of us? Help me tell somebody foundation. Am I sure I'm talking to you? You walk into a lecturer's office. Sir, please, I came because I have seen the list you brought out. My mark is not good enough. And he looks at you. All at the sudden, one great peace enters his heart. And he's telling you, sit down, sit down. Sir, please, I don't want to sit down. Sir, please. Sir. Those of you students, you will understand me. Sir, I don't want to sit down. I don't want to sit down. Please help me. I said, no, sit down. Chai, you are just talking like my daughter. Sit down. And you sit down. Why did you fail my course? Sir, I don't know. I did my best. Do you come to my class? Yes, sir. Are you sure? Yes, sir. What do you say is your name? And he starts searching for files. Before you know it, he brings it. He brings it out. Open. What's your name? And you mention your name. Take your studies serious. Another list will come out. Go and check. And some of them will be so lovely to tell you the day to check. Come on. He will tell you the day. So and so day. Go and check. Does it happen? But somebody can enter the same office. Sir, please, I saw the list. Go there. Go there. Anything you see in the list, take it like that. Come, true or false? Sir, get away from here. Come on. Move out of this place. Or would the man on Achoge foundation? Ihe na Achoge sinolo. I must correct it today. How many of you are saying, I don't feel like leaving this house with this foundation remaining like this? How many of us feel that way? Am I wasting your time? Talk to me. Am I wasting your time? Anything 40 foundation has taken away from you, is it possible to demand for its return? A man was born in his father's house, and the Bible recorded. But his mother was a prostitute, which was not his making. His brothers ganged up and drove him away from the house. He went and became a wayward young man and began to fight. You know him? We call him Jephthah, right? He began to learn how to fight till he became a strong Aburo boy. When there was trouble and the nation needed a fighter to fight for them, they came for him. Jephthah said, it is my time and my turn to laugh. The only thing Jephthah had in the whole world was one daughter. One daughter that Jephthah had. They had suffered over the years, and Jephthah gave them condition. Jephthah said, now it's my turn to rejoice. If I must come to fight for you, then I will be your king. They say, yes, be our king. And Jephthah said, oh Lord, help me. As I will go in this battle and win, as the people will be making me their king, Father, as I enter my house, the very first thing that will come out of my house, I will sacrifice it to you. And me and my daughter will sit on the throne and will begin to rejoice. And will be glad at least for once. At least for once, I and my daughter will feel happy that we have a family. Ladies and gentlemen, they went into war and they defeated. But foundational matters know how to deal with a man. His happiest day in life became the sorrowful day in his life. As Jephthah was entering his house with joy, having won the battle and having become the king in the land. As he was entering his house, the first thing that came out of the house became his only daughter, and she walked out of the house. The Jephthah that should be laughing began to cry. Ladies and gentlemen, foundation know how to make a man cry on his laughing day. Can we pray? Can we pray? Jephthah cried. The daughter turned to him and said, Papa, today is supposed to be our rejoicing day. Why are you crying? Something must have gone wrong. She said to the daughter, at this point, what do I do? I'm going to slaughter you. That is the promise I made to God. The daughter said, child, I have kept myself for tomorrow. I have kept myself for tomorrow. The daughter said, Father, do you know that all these years I have been a virgin? I have refused to defile myself. I thought I have a future. Foundation know how to cut the future short. Everybody raise your voice. Say, Father. Any faulty foundation that I am connected to, that want to cut short my life, oh Lord, correct that foundation now. Oh yeah, your prayer. Oh yeah, your prayer. Pray as if your life depends on it. Pray as though your life depends on it. Let that foundation receive correction. until I deal with the faulty foundation in your compound. Hear me, son. There is nobody in that family that can excel except that person run into the hand of Satan.
Yes, sir.
Anybody that failed to run into the hand of Satan among your father's children will find it difficult to excel. Why? Because the foundation of your family now, your father is still alive and he has handed over his family to the 13 spirits that works with gray message.
Yes, sir.
So everyone that is born of him, that come out from his loins, they are under the wash of that 13 spirits, and the true light will not shine. So the only way I can help you is to put a demarcation between you and your father.
Amen.
That was the reason from the first time I spoke over your head till today, your father doesn't like to answer your call.
Yes, of course.
When I'm praying, I am watching. If you come into this place, you're not coming into an ordinary place. You're coming into a place that carry power. I know what I'm doing. Because of that demarcation, he doesn't answer your call. Even when you text him, he will not reply.
Yes, of course.
If he wants to talk to you, he will talk to another to talk to you.
Yes, of course.
Why? Because there's a spiritual demarcation which he understands. And your father can never attend anything you will attend. If he's sure you're not going to be there, he will be there. But formally, he doesn't dodge you. But now he's dodging. He can't come home until I talk.
Yes, of course.
Foundation. It takes foundation to determine whether a man will rise or fall. Each time you cry, what you are seeing is just the spark. You have not seen the lights because of foundation. Everyone here, say after me, O Lord God. Correct my foundation and give me peace. Do you know foundation make people seize your money? Foundation will make your money grow to a certain level. It will enter into the hand of somebody. The person will trap it and seize it. Why? If they release it, you will grow faster. And you will grow beyond the limits. Foundation puts limit to a man's growth. That is why when you look into many families, it looks like everybody is equal. Is it true? Is it so in families? Nobody excels and exceeds a certain level. That is what foundation can do. Son, today I came out fully for foundational matters. I take it to your roots. I correct that foundation right now. For your sake, let grace take its place. In the name of Jesus Christ. God bless you. Foundation.
Bible believing mission incorporated, the dwelling place of the God of talk and truth.
As I look at my leaders, I see foundation fighting you deeply. I desire to go deep, but not everything that I can say here. I think I need to have a workshop with the leaders. The Lord has opened my eyes to see many things. I need to hold a workshop with you. Where will we go one after the other? Beloved, if the foundation be destroyed, the righteous can do nothing. Some of you looking at me now, it is not your fault. It is foundation. Come, sir. Come to me. When a man understands the happenings of life, it helps him to live better. You are one of those whom I expect to understand the meaning of Tokunadu.
Yes, sir.
Not everybody understands what I stand for. It takes those who have gone through some things in life. When they meet me, they appreciate me. I expect that with the level of the battles you have seen in life and the things that have happened to you, that you will be one of those who will know the value of Tokunadu.
I know the value, sir.
Because it takes a man who has fought battles to see where there is help and know it. When others are trying to, what is this? What is happening? What is happening? Those who have gone through things. One of the things that I'm sure is time and again, you have seen with your eyes what the power of the God of Tokunadu can do.
Yes, sir.
In practical terms. Now, another battle has come.
Yes, sir.
And now that the battle has come, I am going to fight again. Why am I going to fight again? Because you refuse the devil from deceiving you.
Yes, sir.
There was a time he wanted to deceive you. But there is something about Tokunadu. What I owe to every one of you in this commission is that if the battle arises in your end, I will show you proof that where you belong there is power. And if I show you that proof, I will not drag you. I will not drag you. You know what I mean by dragging? I will not drag you. I will leave you. If you allow the stories of men and allow sentimental rubbish and allow the local politics going on in the church to deceive you, I will let you go. Especially when I know that deep down on the inside of you, even if you leave this church today, you will not say there is no power here.
There is power here.
Wherever you go, because on practical terms, I have made you say it. If you had allowed the devil to deceive you that time, what would have happened now? Because what they come for now is to quench you and claim a large sum. What are they asking for? They want a way to carry back the land.
Yes, sir.
And as long as you are alive, there is no way they can take back the land.
Yes, sir.
So what is their plan? To quench you. Because they know if they quench you, nobody will ask. Your wife will run away.
Yes,
everybody will run away. You large sum of land there, they will come and cut it and take.
Yes, sir.
That's what they want to do. So what you saw was a practical attack. And listen, sir, when you fell, the only reason nothing happened to you is because I was watching. I have ordained you as an elder here.
Yes, sir.
When you were falling, that you're falling, it is not possible for somebody to fall like that and at the end of the day not get major injury.
Yes, sir. It's true, sir.
But I was watching. No logic in on other, but more than leg.
Yes, sir.
I was watching. When they sent the arrow, I know. When they sent it, I know. When you fell, I know. But hear me now. Tokunadu. I am only getting worse. I'm not getting cool. The thing is getting hotter by the day. Just that in the morning has a chumwas and okum de more. But all woman nejide ku ihe na ataro, ana mejide ihe na ataro. Ana mejide ihe na ataro. Sir, affliction will never come a second time. I joined you to fight your family battle. Ha megidere gị ihe n'ụwa garden do na-esi ka ozu.
Yes, sir.
Is it true, madam? Oh, yeah. I stood my ground and said no, and I quenched it. You'll be I speak again as a spiritual authority. Nka ugbu a he ruole ya n'ọkụ anwụrụ ya akwụọla around ụlọ gị.
Yes, sir.
Anwụrụ ya nọ within the vicinity. If I keep quiet now, ụlọ gị ga na-ahụ gị ka ọkụ. Ị ga anọkwasali.
Yes, sir.
Ị gaghị ehi ụra udo agaghị adị. Ọnyanwa onye egbukwala onye na-emere ya ihe na ndị na-achụ gị agwụbeghị. Today, all the clouds hanging around your house, in the next 1 minute, they will be over.
Okifufe na nuolia, ebili mmiri na nuolia, ọnwa na-erubere isi, kpakpando nuolia, onye ihe niile na-anara ntị.
Go and watch. Iruo n'ụlọ gị today banye, gaa hụ nke ụsụ jikara anọ. Aka m ji m ihe m ahụ.
Eluigwe chetala m ọdụdụ onye Chineke na-adịghị emere ebere.
Foundation. That 40 foundation in your family. That 40 foundation in your life. That says you will not have peace. In the next 19 minutes. In the next 19 minutes. But the power and grace upon this commission, in the next 19 minutes, that foundation is receiving correction. 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 In the name of Jesus Christ. Do you know that 40 foundation makes particular diseases run in family line?
Yes, sir.
Eh?
Yes, sir.
The same disease great-grandfather suffered. The same disease grandfather suffered.
Yes, sir.
Father suffered.
Yes, sir.
And generation upon generation suffering the same thing.
Yes, sir.
Is it true?
Yes, sir.
What is it called? Foundation. You know what will blow your mind? It will blow your mind to know that even when you adopt a child into such family, you will be surprised that an adopted child, the same sickness will enter the child. Come, how many of you understand what I mean? Then you begin to ask yourself, what on earth is going on? It's foundation. And the Bible said, if foundation be destroyed, what shall the righteous do? Everyone here today, I speak to you. Come, young man, have your heart come down. I'm waiting for your heart to come down. Listen to me. I carry the prophetic mandate of the God of Tokunadu. Part of the reasons I have kept quiet is I want your heart to come down. Listen. There is something you were thinking in your heart that made me leave you. You know what you were thinking? You wanted to visit a native doctor. Listen. I'm not learning, no.
Yes, sir.
I'm not learning the work. You wanted to go to the extent of going to visit Abara because of the death of your little daughter.
Yes, sir.
And you made up your mind that if it is possible, you want to see devil to fight back. When all that was going on in your heart, that was what I saw, and I kept quiet. I am a senior officer. I don't do things because you are given condition. When you get the condition in your heart, I kept you quiet. Say agato. I carry something that is undeniable. If I too much, my happen to try. I left you and wanted you to go and try. Listen to me, brother. If you are in the southeast and God has planted your feet here, my friend, if I have not spoken, relax. Abagare anywhere. Or do you hear nacho? It's okay, I have etinye gisegin wagatraya. Itra ita odoganya. Ni heligwe jikaro wadi too much. In the realm of the spirit, and where draw, and I about draw. That's what it is. So that was why I kept quiet. The death of your daughter got me angry, but your reaction to it, the way you were taking it, and how far you wanted to go, you're the God condition. God, if you don't tell me now, if you don't show me now, here me here. Apola mapo, ma bazege nkete se angwa po ga traya. Egaricha mbe logaria ma gwa goku. You know what you will do? Go and calm down your hearts. You cannot fight for yourself. You can do nothing. The native doctor Igagaku can do nothing. The Abare Igaga can do nothing. If you run into this place, part of the reasons madness returned back to your wife was because your wife kulorum aging prophetic mandates. Your wife's father kulorum, you brought your wife to this place as a mad woman. All of you were here. I prayed for her. She came back to sanity. Owuru is pure, healed woman. She was busy going about her things. They came here and gave thanksgiving. Is it true? And the woman that was mad before was talking normal and doing normal. Only for the father-in-law to look at the same grace that wiped away your tears and called me names and insulted the grace. And I'm here. But after insulting me, and he was insulting me when there was a baby in the womb of the woman. The baby was a prophetic child that came by the reason of my prophecy. I kept quiet. Immediately the child came out of her. What is her condition? She's mad and she's with her father. And I made sure nobody talks to me about things. I'm telling you now. You didn't tell me. Listen to me. The same grace. I didn't ask for 1 naira. Did I? Were you people not here? I didn't ask for 1 naira. Madness that was craving upon your own daughter left her. You turned around and started raining abuses on the man you didn't meet. You don't know me. I have no connection with you. What did I do? Makanam singwa gabakalara. I think that's my offense. Stand up, my dear. You know what you do for me? Calm down. Calm down. You know what you will do for me?
No, sir.
Go back and calm your heart. Stop giving God conditions. Come here on Thursday and I will tell you what happened to your daughter and I will tell you what I will do. Part of the things that pained me was the intelligence in that daughter. I will fight. I will fight. I will fight. I will fight. Come on Thursday. Calm your heart down. Relax your heart. And on Thursday, I will talk to you. Go and sit down. Don't worry.
Bible believing mission incorporated, the dwelling place of the God of talking and truth.
Come here. Come here. Who are you? What is your name?
My name is Chibuzo.
Talk to me.
Chibuzo is my name, Father.
Chibuzo is your name. You are from where?
From Imo State, sir.
Where?
From Imo State, sir.
Where in Imo State?
YouTube, my local government.
You are from Ihituboma local government.
Yes, sir.
Can you lie on the floor here? Lie on the floor. Look up and see me. But the reason, look up and see me. See me. Look at me. But the reason of your foundation, you are not supposed to amount to anything in life.
Yes, sir.
But the reason of your foundation, till your dying day, or digi hit in Akagagano.
Yes, sir.
That is what is planted in your foundation. But the reason of your foundation, you are supposed to be a useless boy, moving around till the day you will die. That is what your foundation has for you. Can I correct it?
Yes, sir.
As I speak to you now, you don't have a base.
Yes, sir.
You don't have a plan.
Yes, sir.
You don't have tomorrow. If I ask you now,
Yes, sir.
if I ask you, if I ask you, where are you going from here? Dear being I got from here. Somebody shout foundation. If the foundation be destroyed, what shall the righteous do? What a generation. The great grandfather that laid this foundation is no longer alive. Look at the people suffering it. Look at a handsome young man like this. O paralo mako toraton linaka. O savolando ne kwesige saf. O here outside. O here like a fugitive. O biele like a vagabond. Not having a place, not having a stand. Foundation. Foundation. Handsome looking young man with good builds, but heading nowhere. And there are many of you here seated in this house who have the same kind of faulty foundation. Young man, I get to the root of your foundation as a carrier of the prophetic mandate of the God of Toknadu. It took 7 heads to scatter your foundation. It will take 7 grace. By the reason of the 7 spirits of God, I therefore declare that your foundation is being corrected from now. In the name of Jesus Christ. Stand up. Silver and gold I have none to give you. But what I have, I give you today. I correct your foundation. But 3 years from now, you will be grateful that you met the man carrying the prophetic mandate of the God of Toknadu. Do you know that another man can lay foundation for you? And you start building your life upon the foundation the man laid for you. And if that foundation is faulty, it begins to destroy you. I will tell you just briefly how it happens. You may be very young. A particular man in your family or your father's friend from anywhere, or a particular woman will show up and decide to lay foundation for you. Some of them will say he wants to take you and train you. Some of them will say, some of them will say, does it happen? Yes. Now, from the time that man enters into your life, he begins to lay another foundation for you, different from the foundation you already had from your parents. If that man's source is ugly, he will use his ugly source and money from there to pay for your school fees. And when you finish your school, that is when you see people say things like this. I trained him in the university. After paying everything, he graduated. Look at how useless he is. No, you are not useless. He did something in your foundation. Some of them, in the course of training you, they will say you will never be higher than them, or you cannot go higher than they are. But they trained you. They have laid another foundation for you. And that foundation is what you are being built upon. And you start from there. It begins to affect you. And you begin to ask yourself, what did I do? Some of them will train you in business, give you big money to start business. It will finish, because the money will return back to where it came from. And you wouldn't know what is happening to you. And what does he leave a man with? He leaves you struggling. Somebody shout foundation.
Foundation.
Ma, almost a hagap otagi. All day, ofonye na nguru digi ha. Lee yiri foundation na adịghị mma na ezinụlọ digi ha, na-emetụta ụmụ gị, na-eme ha alụla di. Ọ bụ onye ahụ na-ebutere gị nrịanrịa. Mma, ị hụtụla ihu a before?
Mba.
Ị hụtụbe m before?
Mba, hụtụbe m.
Ọkwa ọgụnwa bụ onye ebutere here na Sunday? Ọkwa eburu ga-ebu bịa here na Sunday?
Eburu m ebu bịa.
But ebe a ka ị nọrọ bido gawa ije, ga-ejizi ọkpa gị laa. Oge ahụ ị bịara na Sunday ahụ, ị hụrụ onye a?
Ahụrụ m gị.
Kedu ebe unu ga-akpọta ya na? First road, number gịnị first road?
15 Elders Lane.
15 Elders Lane, on the first road.
244 Fox Road, number 15 Elders Lane.
Okay, by first road. Nne m, ihe a na-arịa gị awụghị ọrịa nkịtị. That is why iji ṅụọ mkpụrụ ọgwụ okweghị ala. Ụmụ gị abịa na village bịa kpọta gị. Kpọta gị na Tọkụnadu. Ebe a ka a na-akpọ na the dwelling place of the God of Tọkụnadu. Ebe a ka e buru gị bịa ga-ewere ọkpa gị na-aga. Ya eruzie today ikwekwa abịa chọọchị. And ọ bụrụ na ị gaghị ije last Sunday, ị gara abịa ọzọ. Bọtọ eziokwu. Ọ bụrụ na ọ gaghị ije last Sunday, a gara ebukọ ya abịa ọzọ. Bọtọ o ruteziri gaa ije ozugbo sị ka ịkwana ihe a na-ekpe. Ekpechana. Now, achọrọ m ikwu ibibi this thing from the foundation ka anyị correct ya. Ka ụmụ gị nwee ike lụọ di. Enwere one major thing mere na ndụ nwa gị nwaanyị a. Mere na oge m kpọrọ ya, I expected her to be very serious with me when I was talking to her. I expected her to give me all of her attention. She was busy expecting. Ọ na-ele anya onye na-alụ ya ịbịa. Onye na-alụ ya kwere nkwa na ya na-abịa. Nwa gị nwaanyị a na-eme ka ya pụọ na town, ka ya ga gota ihe, gaa ozi. Ka ọ na-aga na town, ka ọ gbara ọkada, ya hụ nwa di gị ahụ ebe o bu jeep ya. Ya sị ya rịda na ọkada batara ya na moto. From the day o tinyere isi n'ime the jeep, si na the jeep reda till today. Onye ahụ na-abịa ịlụ ya ajụbe yes. O mere na ndụ gị?
Yes, brother.
Oh, brother, nsogbu adị. Ọ gịnị? Ọwawụ m brother, ọwawụ m nwoke. Brother ka mma. Brother mba. Brother dị mma. Ọ wụrụ gị ka ụdị ihe a mere. Ọ maka ọkpọ m sista. Brother ọkpọrọ dị mma. I like it. Don't worry, okay? One thing I must do will remove you, your entire family, from this 40 foundation that you're standing on, and I will establish you upon a better foundation. Ask him how otage, because all gunwa wo kenye ha nwere ugbu a. And the same thing, this same foundation may affect ofu nwa nwoke gị. Ọkwa ọfụ ofu nwa nwoke. Okay, dị nke a dị etu anọ. Ọsọ ana m ahụ abụọ ọzọ ebe a. But now, getting to the root of this foundation, I order it. Receive divine correction now. O nwere ihe m gara emere gị ugbu a, makulie. Ọmụji the prophetic mandate of the God of Tokunadu. Before ha na-akpọla gị back to village, ọ mba anọ ka isi. Isi ala mba anọ. Before ha na-akpọla gị back to isi ala mba anọ, the little time ị ga-spend n'Aba na-abịa chọọchị anyị. Asị na ị bịara chọọchị taa, ugbu a m correctchara this foundation, agara m correct anya gị. Ọ dị ihe na-ekpuchi gị anya, and ọ dịbụ etu ahụ na mbụ. Enwere ihe na-ekpuchi gị anya? Ngwa buru ya lawa so that ka ị bịa ọzọ. Ị ga-abịa chọọchị anyị ọzọ. Stand to your feet, everybody. Metụ maka.
Bible believing mission incorporated, the dwelling place of the God of Tokunadu.
I asked her where the husband was, and she told me, and I said she should bring any male child from the husband's family that I will use as a point of contact to correct something in the foundation. Or the abara nebesia kwike. As I was speaking about foundation and I turned like this and looked at you, I saw your husband behind you. Your husband originally is not supposed to be the first son, but he's the first son now.
Yes, sir.
But originally, he's not. I'm a senior officer. But he is now. And I saw that agbara ya na-ebe akwa si agụ agụgbuole ya na etu ahụ agụ si agụgbu ya ka ya ga-esi eme ka agụ na-agụ your husband. Somebody shout foundation. Your neighbor. Agu on agu your husband for what? Because agu guwa your husband ya oguwa lo munne ya. Because he ne sinisi aga. Ona agu munne ya na agu papa ya. Because arụsị ahụ sị na ebe a na-enye emuri ihe m na-eri na aga m ekwe ka ha rie. Ụzọ dịgasị iche iche your husband kwesịrị isi na-enweta ihe ya ọ dịka o mechiri emechi. Ndị ọcha na-enyeburu ya aka anaghị enyekwa aka etu ha si enye na mbụ. Ụzọ niile emechie maka na arụsị a na-ebe akwa, and arụsị a nọ from the foundation, and this arụsị has grown from the 5th generation fathers.
Yes, sir.
from the 5th generation fathers bubatara ya ọ na-awụ onye fee ya onye ibe ya, onye fee ya onye ibe ya, onye ọwụla buru ya na-efe ya wụ ya na-enye ya nni. And right now o kwesịrị iwu the turn of your father.
Yes, sir.
Iburu ya na-enye ya nni, your father ekweghị ebu. Ndị nke ọzọ agada gaa to a shrine, offer sacrifice na aka ha adịghị ya na arụsị ahụ chụwa your father na ụmụ ya gaa nara ha oke ha. Somebody shout foundation. Foundation. But now, one good thing is that by the grace of God, standing before you here is the one carrying the prophetic mandate of the God of Toknadu. Ta! Aga me emechi arụsị ọnụ ma kpasịa ya eze. Arụ ahụ na-ata na mbụ ọ gaghị atakwa ọzọ, maka ọ gaghị enwe eze ọ ga-eji taa, ọ gaghị enwe ọnụ ọ ga-eji bee akwa. Ọwụ ya na obe akwa ahụ aghasa your father. Obe akwa ahụ aghasa your father. That is why ihe na-eme your father ji dịka ihe na-eme na miro. O nwere ike taa ga ahụ ya ya dị mma, n'ụtụtụ echi ya aghasa.
Yes, sir.
Because arụsị ahụ bee akwa ahụ ya agagha. Somebody shout foundation. Anaghị agbagha ya n'ọsọ. Ihe a na-eme foundation one a treat ya treat. Ị ma na treat foundation a treat. Even the foundation of a building a treat ya treat. Are you aware? Ọ dịwa 40. Enwere ike ị ga-esi crack ya 45 ya. Is it true? So when I tell you that we are correcting foundations, be sure it is the spiritual that controls the physical. So ihe ọwụla hụrụ the possible na ndụ a, the possible n'ime mmụọ. Because ọ nke mmụọ tọrọ nke ụwa. As a carrier of the prophetic mandate of the God of Toknadu, I get to this foundation, I hold it and I correct it. Ta arụsị akwụsịla ịta. Ta ọ kwụsịla ibe akwa. But gwa your husband ya kpọọ m ọ dị ihe m ga-agwa ya. But for arụsị a ekwenchiala m ya. Ọ dị 2 major things in his foundation. Ekwuela m 1. Aga m ekwu 1 to him. Nke a ugbu a wụ nke na-enye the generality of the family nsogbu. Edilele m with it. Ọ kpọzie m ma gwa ihe na-eto mpa ya afọ. Lawan. Ọmụji the prophetic mandate of the God of Toknadu. Lawan. Every 40 foundation that is responsible for dragging you backwards, every 40 foundation that swallowed your joy and gave you sorrow, today I correct that foundation. Stretch your hands to me. Say, my Father, I know this is not your plan for me. How many of you believe it? That the plan of God for you is better than what you are now? Do you believe it? That the plan of God for you is better than who you are right now? You believe it? You believe that part of the things disturbing you is foundation? Do you believe it? The first time ego patragaki, how far now?
Yes, sir.
Check go do from that time till now. Oru ni ihe baragawa. Eh?
Yes, sir.
Although Ganyana something wrong.
It's true.
It takes a 40 foundation. Oh, Ibia no afọ. Eh? It's a 40 foundation that makes Ohu in afọ. But that is what is happening today. Is it true? That foundation must receive correction. Sir, it will not be long. It will not be long. You will notice a complete turnaround.
Amen.
On a wute, ibukato zoge betaz.
Yes, sir.
On a wute kwa? On a wute. Why in the line again ha like igi? They gonna hand on the same line. Kpata ego ha sị na egwere ọgwụ ego ya na-ekwu na line na-ewu onye ọgwụ ego na nwa obere ihe a ijigodo eri nri ha sị na-ewu onye ọgwụ ego ha nchachiri anya wunye gị n'ahụ. There is this plot going on now. If I keep quiet by January, if I keep quiet, if I allow it, I want you to be very serious with me from this moment. If I keep quiet by January next year, your stability God is shaking. Listen, when him could stand up. Why? There is a conspiracy in your shop, in your line, amongst two persons. Hana Kwanye, the man who was shop, one of the shops, Ebeno, Hana Kwanye Yoko.
Yes.
Say ya destabilize your business again.
Yes, Daddy.
The painful thing was, as in a shop, that man na side. Ogara dizzy. Because he be no 3 shops in one.
Yes, Daddy.
Ni me 3 shops in one Guma when cannot by the right hand side.
Yes, Daddy.
When cannot by the left hand side.
Yes, Daddy.
The man and when the middle one. Yes, Daddy. Or say another person. Onya gabe demarcate shop get to demarcate shop get to.
Daddy,
When you to shop get no zeba neba. Pempe. Ata anaghị ezuru gị. How much more reduce ya to single?
Yes, Daddy.
One. And that is their plan and that is their plot. But onya nwa ka eji nwee the ego eye. Onya nwa ka o ji aweliwe oke ebere. Eliwe oke efi eliwe oke mbụba. Oke efi dobiri oke mbụba chụwa ya. O dobiri oke mbụba chụwa ya. That is the reason you have a covering. That is the reason you enjoy a covering. Oruo to this level, mapata. That's a plot. That's just the plot. The plot, or who get the shop with the problem. Here will problem what okay destabilize your business.
That is true.
Because from the beginning of that line, to the end of that line, so go.
Yes, sir.
Ya bịa bute anya ukwu. But onwebe ihe ha hụrụ. And ịchọbe ka the thing too more. Ọ dịbeghị ihe ha hụrụ ha na-ekwu okwu. But it must be one good thing. Because of ihe ha na-eme, anyị nweziri ike end up ịzụrụ that middle one. And I zụrụzie the middle one. Ya wụrụ na ha ata awụrụla nke anyị maka ala adịghị mma wuru ndị nze. When foundation is before in akwụ ya ụgwọ every year. But ugbu a ha chọziri ime ka anyị nwere ya wholesale. So eme ihe ị ga-eme. Ị gacha ụlọ lọta na ị bịa Ma gwagi ego lige weta me meto ya aka. Aye were ya gazoro ya.
Bible believing mission incorporated, the dwelling place of the God of talk and truth.
You cannot impregnate a woman.
Yes, sir.
Stand up. I just turned and looked at you. And you are not shy here. Go and hit the altar for me and come back. Kabayala. La 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 la. Hold my hand. Go and sit down. After 3 days, call me. Thank you. Go and sit down. No, stand up there. If I correct the foundation now, is it late?
No, sir.
Eh?
No, sir.
You're sure?
Yes, sir.
It's not late.
Yes, sir.
Can I correct it?
Yes, sir.
If I correct your own foundation now, is it late? Is it late? Eh? Are you sure? Okay. Can I show sample with this? After this meeting, so many families represented here will experience correction in their foundation. They will experience correction in their foundation. Lift your voice and give me that amen like thunder.
Bible believing mission incorporated, the dwelling place of the God of talk and truth.
My dear, hope you will not be angry with me. You just stood up. Hope you will not be angry with me. The foundation laid by your father, I want to correct it. It's a bad foundation. It's a very bad foundation. Your father laid foundation upon idol.
Yes, sir. It's true, sir.
And that foundation has been destroying your family.
Yes, sir. It's true.
Your father is even telling you people that if you want to get better, come, let me take you there.
It's true, sir. It's true, sir.
That except he takes you there, you people will not be better.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That is how he trusts the foundation. But now, I correct that foundation from the root. Your father is still alive.
Yes, sir.
But he will discover that the foundation is no more affecting you people. Settle. 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 I pray for you today. The Lord will free you. In the name of Jesus Christ. Name, you are one of my best. But the best thing I can do for you is to deliver you. Can I talk to you? Name, please come. Name, don't get angry with me. I want to tell you the truth. I want to tell you what I have seen, so that I can give you a lasting solution.
Yes, sir.
Name, there's a foundation you laid as a younger lady that is not good. I'm sorry. I wish not to say it, but I must say it to correct it. Please stand up. You laid that foundation. I want to say it as it is, so that I can save the next generation. It is that foundation that is affecting her. You already know what I'm talking about, so that I don't go into.
Yes, sir.
I know it to the root. Nem okwodoroganya na awumonya amuma. Okay. It's a bad one. and it has to be corrected so that it will not move to the next generation. Okay, we can assume that a magi chineke. We can assume that a magi hineme. But I need to correct it now. Can I correct it?
Sir.
I just hope you are not angry with me.
Yes, sir.
But I need to do this. That was why I asked some of you. You know, this foundational matter will take me into many things. Can I still go ahead and do it?
Yes, sir.
Here and now. I have said it to you. You have confirmed it. And the Bible said, with the heart a man believes unto righteousness. With the mouth confession is made unto salvation. I stand upon this confession. I visit this foundation. And I order it to be corrected. In the name of Jesus. Thank you. God bless you. I asked you a question and I didn't hear your answer. Let me hear you now. I asked, if I correct this foundation now, is it late?
No, sir.
You desire it corrected?
Yes, sir.
Sure?
Yes, sir.
Are you an Unga woman?
Yes, sir.
From here?
Umwezu. Siadangwa North.
Umwezu. There is a foundation there that needed correction. There's a foundation there that needed correction. Here and now, I command that foundation to receive correction. In the name of Jesus Christ. Okocha Aja. Stretch your hands to me, everybody. Say, correct it for me. Let me hear you again. Say, correct it for me. You're welcome, sir.
Okay, sir.
You had me talking about foundation.
Yes, sir.
It is foundation that has kept you like this. Look at how many years you have taught as a teacher.
Yes, sir.
But look at you. You remember when you were made headmaster?
Yes, sir.
But look at you today. Somebody shout foundation. You were recommended for a local government chairman.
Yes, sir.
Many years ago.
Yes, sir.
You got so close, but it never came to pass. Foundation. One governor came to this state who was your own boy.
Yes, sir.
He promised you heaven and earth. At the end of the day, nothing got to you.
It's true, sir.
Somebody shout foundation. Today, you came to this place because of the life of your wife.
Yes, sir.
The same thing happening to your wife now was what happened to your daughter.
Yes, sir.
You carried her everywhere and she ended up dying.
Yes, sir.
Now you are carrying your wife.
Yes, sir.
You are one of the first set of people in your village that went to school.
Yes, sir.
But you're going to school have amounted to nothing.
It's true, sir.
Foundation. Foundation. It is foundation. A governor sat on seat for 8 years, forgetting his oga. 8 years after his tenure elapsed, added 2 years. On the 10th year, you went to Ibere for a traditional marriage.
Yes, sir.
You were standing far. He sent people to call you.
Yes, yes, sir.
They called you. You stood before him. He was asking you, where have you been?
Yes, sir.
You said, I've been coming to look for you. He said, no. Come and see me. Come and see me. Come and see me from that time till today.
It is true, sir.
Somebody shout foundation. As you leave me here today, people have laughed at you, saying, "How am so English in bullshit?" Relax. It is only foundation that is dealing with you, not that they know more than you, not that they can do anything better than yourself. It is foundation. I'm correcting that foundation now. Don't carry your wife anywhere again.
Yes, sir.
God will heal her. Number 2, I will give you an expo. By Friday, that your boy will come back.
Amen.
You will meet him somewhere. You will meet him in that hotel where he used to stay in Umuahia before they will arrange police for him to go to Iberi. Meet him there. Go to that hotel on Friday by 5 in the evening. Wait for him at the entrance of the hotel. As he is coming, he will beckon on you. That Friday, you will know that there is a difference between men and prophets. Settle. Go, sir. My sister, the foundation is corrected. I will say one thing to you now. Let your heart be at peace. There is a challenge in your village now.
Yes, sir.
Somebody has vowed that he will kill you. Do me a favor. That thing. If you are sure you belong here, you will choir uniform they talking to do. That means you won't choir na go talking to do abo. One common villager who only boasts with idol and his shrine, and another village see buki. But in agro tokna do abo. What are you going to do? You fire up. Na bia na agusi ike. Ine ele mane legi. Ya bia buogi kam. Nkito na eri ihe onye mu anya. Ya bia buogi kam hu. Uja na atụ gị, kedu ihe ụjọ na-atụrụ gị? Nne m ebe a anyị agbaghị aka alụ. Ihe ahụ ị hụrụ ọ na-eme n'okenye ala ahụ. Ọkwa ogbugbu ka ọ sị ya ga-egbu gị. Ya take you the first step. Gaa nọ n'ala bịawa chọọchị anyị.
Bible believing mission incorporated, the dwelling place of the God of talk and truth.